Howdy. So, apparently, we have a problem. Greg Tech apparently does not have a cable stretcher. We need this cable to connect to that box. And we can't make any more of those cables. So we've got to set up a way to make more of them cables. And I'll show you why. Hopefully Crazy will do the same. If you look up aluminum cable, which apparently can't spell aluminum. Aluminium.
I can't either.
Alright. Forget it. Cable. It's just easier. Aluminum. There it is. Aluminum cable. We need 8X. And we need this small pile of polyvinyl chloride pulp.
Oh.
And we also need...
What the hell is blue alloy?
It's something we can't make currently. It's something that when I get the ore thing figured out we can. Currently we cannot make.
Okay.
Alright, so we need this molten silicon rubber and this small pile of polyvinyl chloride pulp. And the silicon rubber stuff is silicon rubber pulp, which basically is just silicon and rubber, I do believe. Let's go look at the actual molten stuff. Chemical reactor is polydimethylsiloxane pulp and sulfur in a chemical reactor, and that stuff. I have completely lost you, haven't I?
Yes.
Okay. Well, hold on a minute, and I'll see if I can get back there. When you look at the recipe, you have multiple different things that you can have in the molten category. You can have either silicon rubber, or you can, which is what I was just looking at.
On how to make?
Or yes, or you can make styrene, black stuff that's too much of a pain in the ass for me to look at. We're doing the silicon rubber. So if you look at how to make it, and you go over to the chemical reactor, it says polydimethylsiloxane pulp and sulfur to make it. So then we need the stuff, which means dimethylene chlorosilane cell and water cell, which will give you the polydimethylene pulp and hydrochloric acid. Or you can do one fluid and one cell, vice versa, either way. And so we need the dimethyl hooba-dooba stuff, which means we need chloromethane and silica. This one has to be in one of those MV
methane and
chemical reactors. Hold on, you're going too fast. This needs to be in one of the MV reactors you were asking me about that I had you make. And then the chloromethane is methane and chlorine.
I don't see that.
And a program circuit.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And then you're also going to get hydrochloric acid out of that. So we're going to need a hydrochloric acid tank because we're going to have a lot of hydrochloric acid apparently from doing this. Also, for anybody that doesn't know, if you've upgraded to our pack, or you are using any pack that has the 31 Pre 2, you have very limited ways of making methane now. You can either use fermented biomass, which is what we're getting ready to set up, refinery gas, these cracked things, which are really annoying because there's so many different ones. Lightly and heavily and moderately and just weird shit. In a distillery we'll make methane as well, and those are all oil things pretty much. Or you can do what we're already doing, which is rubber wood, which gives all this good stuff and methane. but you'll notice there is no other centrifuge recipes for methane. So having a zombie farm to power your base won't work anymore. Having food farm set up to power your base with methane ain't gonna work anymore. All of them have been removed. You can still do hydrogen and carbon together to make methane, and then you have all of the recipes in a chemical reactor to make it, like the propylene will give you isofrin and methane. And then there's, wood gas in a distillation tower. There's all the other things that were in the distillery. So, back here is what we have been using for our making biomass. There was a distillery right here, if you remember correctly. It won't distill biomass anymore. It has to be fermented first, so we took it out. And so this pipe here, which should have had ethanol in it, should now be empty. Where in the hell did I put my damn tricorder? I think Crazy stole it. There it is. So this is empty. So we need to take this pipe out of here, as it's just going to be kind of in the way, and we'll take it all the way down and out. This here is our centrifuge where we're doing rubber wood into all these different things and methane. But we're having issues because I haven't gotten it set up properly to get rid of the rubber, the sticky resin that we get out. Let's see. So we have regular biomass in here from our apple oak saplings with water. We have the same over here with fruit juice. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to run these pipes. We're going to switch these steel ones over since we have plastic now. And we're going to get rid of the steel ones later on. But for right now, we're going to run these over to this tank that Crazy built downstairs. And let's go ahead and let's take this one out, actually. And let's run this under the floor. It'd be easier if I pop this floor out to do this. Crap. Now I gotta go down there and get that. And so we'll just do it like this. And there is no block there to do this. Alright, hold on. Oh, good thing the feather falling, huh? And yes, I know, Crazy, I don't want to hear it. I have a jetpack, and it would be so much easier to just fly my butt up there and do it, but just too easy. I'll use my scaffold, thank you. Alright, so now you'll see we have biomass going into our tank. And that's just there for a buffer. It is completely not necessary, but I like to have buffers for my fluids. That way if something happens and I need extra, or one machine runs faster than another one, I got it. And we so need another elevator. I'm gonna walk all the way around here. Sucks. Alright. So now we need to get what's coming out of that one. Shit. Can't get through here anymore. Why'd you let me do that? Alright. I still gotta drop that pipe, as that's gonna get real annoying real quick. I'm actually going to take that down under this pipe, I think, and put it under the floor. But anyways, we now have to get that into these two fermenters. And do we have any... I got a little bit here. Paper.
I got paper.
We gotta fix this, because this is really gonna get super annoying, especially with what I'm doing right now. Okay. So, try quarter. Let that thing empty out real quick. We're basically going to have to run these through fermenters to ferment them now. By the way, for anybody that is trying to do this completely Greg Tech, you do not need these. You can do it all in Greg Tech machines now. But the way you do it is kind of a pain in the ass. You have to make biochaff, which means you have to macerate any food product whatsoever. Usually we'll do it. It looks like in here only seeds, potatoes, and carrots will work, but you can make plant balls out of wheat, and you can compress anything food-wise into. So if you're wanting to do a farm thing, you can do 8 food into one plant ball, and then the plant ball in a pulverizer or macerator for the biochaff, and then the biochaff you put into a brewing machine, and it gives you the biomass with water. Reason why we're not doing it this way is you're going to use a lot of power to make the biomass, and I haven't done the math, but you're probably not going to get that much power boost out of the ethanol that you're wasting to make it, because you're not going to get all the ethanol out of it anymore. You're going to get a lot of other byproducts, and the ethanol is going to be more of a afterthought at this point, I do believe. But the other reason is because I like using the fruit juice to enhance the biomass, and honey as well. And you can't do that this way. You can in those. So I'm doing it this way. You can also use the other biomass, the biomass you get from this one. So you can do it in a pyroluce oven and get the IC2 biomass. So you could also do the regular IC2 biomass thing too. It's up to you which way you choose to do it. We're doing it more of the forestry route. I'm going to pop these out of here. My wrench just went a little wild and grabbed something that shouldn't have, so I just wasted a little bit of our biomass, but that's not really an issue. How am I going to get this under the floor? There's a freaking pipe right there. XAR would be having a field day right now with this on my spaghetti monster. This one pipe is causing the issue. This one. Which is what's feeding that. And that's the only place it can go in.
Why can't you just connect these 2 pipes here up top and then take them down this hole?
Because I need this wire connected right there for the fermenters. So I'm going to have to bring this over here and down, and I'm going to have to bring this one down right here. I need to knock this pipe out of here before I connect to it. And then I will go down and connect it underground underneath that pipe. So I'm going to plop my butt down there and grab the pipe on the way by. Build my ass back up here. And now we'll connect these here under that pipe. And then connect here. Can you knock that one pipe out of that hole right there?
Right here?
Yep.
Do I need my wrench?
Nope, because I just did it.
I just did it.
Oh, one of us did it. Oh, okay. So now we should have biomass flowing again, which we do. Alright, so let me bring my ass all the way back around again. And we'll get this hooked up, hopefully. You know what, actually, while I'm down here, I probably ought to make the pipe go up to the fermenters. So we're going to go
Probably.
out here. And we're going to bring this pipe straight up here. And put my ass up here again. And should be right there. It would have been so funny if Crazy would have been standing there. I'd have had to have laughed. Alright. So, there's that. Now we got our pipe going back up. Now we can set up our two fermenters. Ferment our biomass. And we're going to do this a little bit different than if you're starting off fresh. I'll try to explain the other way of doing it. We're going to do what you would basically do when you get into HV, which is we're going to use a distillation tower. But early on, you can do the same thing with distilleries. Alright, so this is where our pipe's coming up. We're going to run this all the way up to the ceiling. That way it's good and out of the way. Hopefully there's nothing bad up there. It's going to drop on our head. Crazy, can you come here for a second?
In a second.
Stay time. So, pushing up there. Okay, don't need you anymore. Thanks for the help.
Was on my way.
Yeah, you're too slow. I got it done. I want to make sure nothing was going to drop it on my head.
Is that so? Is there anything below this block? No.
I don't know. I'm over here trying to find the wire. We got tin wire, aluminum wire, copper wire. I'm going to have to make one real quick. I need at least one. Where are your wires? There they are. We don't have any tin wires in there. Get this crap out of me. My inventory is full already. My inventory just stays full. I don't think it ever gets empty. Tin. No, I didn't want all 16. Damn it, playing our Aurora Fury now, I'm trying to shift click when I want one thing.
I made you an elevator.
Good, I need it. Badly. Should be able to do this with just one pipe. Or one wire.
Why are you up there?
Making a wire? Or making a cable?
Is the fermenters going up there?
Yes. It's easier to move the fluid than it is to move the power.
But
And it's
won't
cheaper.
it blow up if it rains?
Why would it blow up?
If it rains, is it not under something?
Oh, no, I'm not putting it all the way up there.
Oh.
I'm putting it right there in the room with the rest.
Okay.
I'm just putting the pipe on the ceiling so the pipe's not in the way. I always like to put my inputs in the top and my outputs out the bottom. And I'm still not positive this isn't going to have an issue with overloading our circuit, but
Look.
I'm hoping it's not. Well, we only have 4 low voltage EU coming in here, and we've got some going to the fermenters because they're running off our EU, and we've got some going to our fluid extractor, and now we're going to try to hook up 2 new machines over here. So I'm not going to guarantee it, but we might actually be a little underpowered. Alright, so if I put this here, it's actually going to try to connect there, which I don't have a problem with that. The output is going to go down on both of these. So now that's going to input the biomass and start fermenting it. And that'll allow it to kind of bypass the tank a little bit. So I need this one. It's definitely not raining at the moment. Don't start raining because there is nothing over top of me right now. We need to go get a roof put above this stuff when we get done. Alright, so that goes into there. This one is going to have to come... there's nothing right here, so let's take this pipe right here up a block. So we'll put this one here. And you got a piece of paper, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, wait a minute. I think I still got one. Why am I in this hole? I didn't move. Damn it. Alright. Y'all didn't see that. I didn't just use my jetpack.
You so did.
We'll run that there, and now that one's on. So now we got our biomass coming in, turning into fermented biomass.
You wanted both of them to have biomass in there?
Yep. And then we're going to run this down here, which will output it, and we're going to have it go right into this tank. So let's clear out this floor real quick. That way, again, we can run it under the floor instead of over the floor. Come down here. We're going to have to make some more plastic pipes. I'm actually running out. I am out. I need 3 more pipes. Why did that one not connect? Server lagging for a second or something?
Probably.
I'm actually moving. I put it wrong. Oh yeah, it's connected now. Okay. Alright, so we're going to have to use these steel pipes for now. We can change them out later on. So now we should have our fermented coming in here once we hit the fluid output on both of these.
Plastic is polyethylene, right?
Yes.
And what size pipe?
Small is what I usually use. Alright, so there's that. We now have the fermented biomass being made. And now we need... Oh, damn it. See, that's why I don't use this damn jetpack, because I always forget turned off. Alright, so. Now let's look at... Crazy, go in and look up fermented biomass, please.
I made you 3 more pipes.
Oh, well, I already changed the used steel ones, but I can change it over in a little bit. I'm gonna get done with the video. Okay, fermented biomass, which is what we are now making. Now, for what we're gonna need, are you there?
No.
What is that stuff we need?
I don't see fermented biomass.
It's in a universal fluid cell. is the only way you can find it. Or in a cell.
Okay.
Alright. So, in a distillery, you can run the fermented biomass and make methanol, water, methane, ammonia, ethanol, carbon dioxide, acetic acid, or biogas. Now, if I remember correctly, the acetic acid is what we're actually needing. But I gotta go look and make sure. But I do believe that's what we're actually needing to get
I think
this
so.
thing figured out. So let me go back to the cables. And we're trying to make one of these. And we're trying to make this dust stuff, which needs this stuff. Just dim or whatever the hell it is. Oh no, we actually need the methane. Is what we needed for this part. We need the other stuff for others.
Mm-hmm.
So we just need the methane and the chlorine to make that stuff. And then that gets mixed with the silicon to make the dimethyl stuff. And then that gets mixed with water to make what we're needing. So we're gonna run our fermented biomass through here, but we need it to be, is it 9 tall for this?
You need 8, so yeah, 7, so you need an 8 tall. Gotta add like
we
2
need
more.
7 tall, and that'll give us our methane, our carbon dioxide, our ethanol, which is very little amount, methanol, ammonia, water, and then acetic acid. And then we definitely need a lot of this acetic acid. We only 25 per thing, and it has to be 7 tall. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need to add.
You need an 8 tall.
At least, do we?
Because you gotta count the 0.
Oh
don't
yeah,
you?
because there's no output on the bottom for fluids. So yeah, we gotta go 8 tall. So since we never did get this one hooked up, we're going to, for right now, just take 2 parts of this one out and put them onto this one. But we got to figure out where we're actually going to power them at, because the original idea was to run power off of here over to here to do it, but now we don't have our aluminum cables to run it over there. So we're either going to have to lose a lot of power by running it HV over here, this on this side. Oh, sorry. And then running HV cables over. But actually, I wanted to use where these two are for the oil processing, so we might move it back this direction. I'm just not quite sure where back this direction I'm going to do it. I just realized we have a glare of wires here, which is very, very bad. How the hell did I manage that? We need to fix that. That wire right there needs to go. And do I have wire cutters on me? Yes, I do. Alright, that wire's got to go. I don't know how it ever got in there. Alright, so what we can do, we have MV right here coming off this transformer, which is only running this Pyroluce, and all of this stuff. So we might be able to go off of there, but what I'm thinking is we have our HV transformer right here. We might run the wire down in the basement, since we need such a big freaking amount of room to put this distillation tower. I think we're just going to run the distillation tower right here, which means you're going to have to move your newly created elevator. But I think we're going to put our distillation tower right here.
Where my elevator is?
Hmm. Almost perfectly centered on where your elevator is.
But
Because the
it's
outputs, I know, just move it over here or something. Move it like right here will be perfect.
there's pipes there.
Not here. Pipes are over there. But we're
You
gonna
can
have to
move
make
it.
tanks for all of this stuff. We're gonna have. We already have a tank for ethanol. We already have a tank for methane.
I
Which
just
tank for methane is
made
going to get
these
changed?
for this,
Yep.
I thought.
Yep. You did. You did, and you do. We have these four out here. These are for oil processing. These are for this process we're doing right now. Um, so if we put the thing upstairs, then we're going to have to pipe all of that all the way over there. I think if we put the distillation tower here, then we can actually line those tanks up right here and just pipe it right over here. So I think that's what we're going to end up doing. Is we'll just move those tanks over here, and then we can pipe each thing where it needs to be. This is the methane tank that we have right now. We're trying to empty it because I think we made it a little bit bigger than what we need to. So it's going to be shrinking a bit very, very soon. But we're going to go ahead and move our distillation tower down there,
Where do you
get it
want the
all wired
elevator?
up. I don't know, anywhere that's not right where it's at. Anyways, I think we're going to move our distillation tower, wire it up, get all this stuff piped up, and then we will be back in the next video to show you guys what we're actually setting up the actual plastic making part of this. Because nobody wants to sit here and watch us try to wire and pipe all this crap again. So that's it for this one. I'll see you guys later.
Adios.